Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into, a really powerful story of transformation. It starts with someone who faced this absolutely crushing blow, literally.
Yeah, it's quite the beginning.
Imagine this. You're in high school, obsessed with baseball, and bam, a bat accidentally hits you square in the face.
Right between the eyes.
Yeah.
And we're talking serious injuries, crushed nose, multiple skull fractures.
Shattered eye sockets, even a coma. Just devastating.
Especially for a kid whose whole life, like his dad's, was geared towards playing Pro Bowl.
Totally. And after months of tough rehab, just getting back on the field was everything right. But it wasn't exactly a heroic return.
No, far from it. He was the only junior cut from the varsity team, sent down to JV.
Ouch. For someone who'd lived and breathed baseball since age 4, that had to be, well, just profoundly humiliating. He actually talks about sitting in his car just crying.
Yeah, looking for a song, any song, to make him feel better. It's a real low point.
But here's the amazing part. Just a few years later, after that injury, that massive setback,
He gets named the top male athlete at Denison University. Even makes the ESPN Academic All-America team.
it's incredible. And then goes on to become this super acclaimed author, an expert on habits. Millions read his work. NFL, NBA, MLB coaches use his ideas.
It's quite the arc, isn't it? From that hospital bed and that JV demotion to a leading voice on how change actually happens.
Exactly. So that's our mission today. We want to unpack how that happens for you. We're diving deep into the real principles of habit formation.
Right, giving you a shortcut to understanding how these small, seemingly tiny changes can lead to, well, pretty remarkable results.
Yeah, and for those of you already digging into habits, we'll get into some of the nuances, the science behind why some things stick and others just don't.
And it all starts with this core idea, summed up in the word atomic.
Atomic, okay, like super small.
Exactly. Think of an atom, the smallest fundamental unit of matter. Atomic habits are like the tiny building blocks of overall improvement.
Okay, got it. And this connects to something called the aggregation of marginal gains.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And the classic example our source uses is the British cycling team. Before this guy, Dave Brailsford, came along, British cycling was, well, honestly, pretty terrible.
Terrible how?
Like almost 100 years of mediocrity. 1 Olympic gold, 0 Tour de France wins in 110 years. It was so bad, a top bike maker actually refused to sell them bikes.
No way. Why?
They thought it would hurt their brand to be associated with them. That's how low their reputation was.
Wow. Okay, so what did Brailsford do? Some massive overhaul.
Actually, no. His approach was deceptively simple. The aggregation of marginal gains. Find 1% improvements everywhere.
Everywhere. Like what?
Everything. Break down everything involved in riding a bike, nutrition, training. Yeah, but also the bike seat comfort. The massage gel they used, even the pillows the rider slept on for optimal rest.
Pillows. Seriously, that seems tiny.
Exactly. Tiny. But the idea was all these 1% improvements would add up, compound into a huge performance increase.
And the math on that is kind of startling, isn't it? Like 1% better each day for a year.
You end up 37 times better. It's exponential growth.
But the flip side is scary too. 1% worse each day.
3-0, and you decline almost down to nothing. It really highlights that success isn't about massive one-off transformations. It's the product of your daily habits.
Which means our current situation, our health, our wealth, our knowledge, it's all just a reflection of past habits, right? A lagging measure, as the source puts it.
Precisely. Your net worth, lagging measure of financial habits. Your weight, lagging measure of eating habits. Lagging measure of learning habits.
So you really do get what you repeat.
And that means your trajectory is often more important than your current results. Are you spending more than you earn, even if you're rich? Bad trajectory. Are you saving a little, even if you're broke? Good trajectory.
Okay, direction over current location. But, often you are putting in the work, heading in the right direction, but it just feels like nothing's happening.
Ah, yes. The plateau of latent potential, or sometimes called the valley of disappointment.
That sounds about right. It's super frustrating. You work hard, but see zero progress. It makes you want to quit.
Totally understandable. The book uses this great analogy, the ice cube.
The ice cube, okay.
Imagine an ice cube in a room at, say, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. You start heating the room 26, 27, 28 degrees.
Right. The ice cube just sits there.
Exactly. No visible change.
Yeah.
You're putting in energy, heating the room, but the ice looks the same. That's the plateau.
But the work isn't wasted, is it?
Not at all. It's being stored. All that effort builds up. Then you hit 31 degrees, still nothing. But at 32 degrees, bang, the ice starts melting.
The breakthrough point.
Yes. All that stored work pays off seemingly all at once. Progress isn't linear. Those overnight successes you hear about, they're usually the result of years of effort finally breaking through that threshold.
Like tectonic plates building pressure for years before an earthquake.
Great analogy. That period where nothing seems to be happening is actually crucial. It's storing the potential for the big change. So you got to trust the process, even when the results aren't obvious yet.
Okay, trust the process, which kind of leads us to rethinking how we approach the process itself, right? Away from just focusing on goals.
Exactly. This is a big one. Conventional wisdom screams, set big, specific, actionable goals. That's the path to achievement.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. Goal. Run a marathon. Focus on the finish line.
But our source really pushes back on that. It draws a distinction between goals are the results you want and systems, the processes that lead to those results.
So, could you give me an example?
Sure. A coach's goal is winning the championship. But the system is recruiting, managing assistants, running daily practice.
Right.
An entrepreneur's goal might be $1 million business. The system is testing products, hiring good people, running marketing campaigns.
Got it. So what's the problem with focusing only on the goal?
Well, a few things. First, winners and losers often have the exact same goals, right? Every team wants to win. So the goal itself doesn't differentiate. It's the system that does.
Okay, that makes sense.
Second, achieving a goal is often just a momentary change. You clean your messy room, goal achieved. But if you don't change the system, the habits that made it messy.
It's just going to get messy again. You're treating the symptom, not the cause.
Exactly. Fix the inputs, the system, and the outputs, the results will take care of themselves.
And there's another issue too, isn't there? Something about happiness.
Ah, yes, the I'll be happy when trap. When you tie happiness solely to achieving a future goal, you're constantly postponing satisfaction.
Once I lose 10 pounds, then I'll feel good. Once I get the promotion, then I'll relax.
Right. It restricts happiness,
Yeah.
but a systems first approach. You can find satisfaction in the process. You fall in love with doing the work, showing up each day. Happiness isn't deferred. It's experienced along the way.
So it's less about the destination, more about enjoying the journey built through a good system.
You got it, which naturally flows into the deepest level of change, shifting your identity.
Identity. Okay, how does that fit in?
The book describes 3 layers of behavior change. Changing your outcomes, like losing weight. Changing your process, like implementing a new workout routine. And the deepest level, changing your identity, like seeing yourself as a healthy person.
And the argument is that the most powerful change starts with identity.
Yes, focusing not just on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. There's a huge difference between, I want to write a book, and I am a writer.
How so?
Think about pride. When you take pride in an aspect of your identity, I'm the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. I'm proud of my organized desk. You're intrinsically motivated to maintain the habits that support that identity.
Because letting the habit slip would feel like betraying who you are.
Exactly. So, true. Lasting behavior change is identity change. And here's a powerful idea. Every action you take is like casting a vote for the type of person you want to become.
A move.
Yeah. Eat a healthy meal. That's a vote for being a healthy person. Write 1 page. A vote for being a writer. Meditate for 2 minutes. A vote for being calm and mindful. Build up enough votes, and you start to truly believe it. You embody that new identity.
That's how the author shifted from injured ball player to top athlete to habit expert. 1 vote, 1 action at a time.
Nicely. Which brings us to the mechanics.
Yeah.
How do habits actually form in the brain?
Okay, the science bit.
It boils down to a 4-step feedback loop. Simple, but powerful. Cue, craving, response, reward.
Cue, craving, response, reward. Okay, break that down.
First, the cue. That's the trigger. A piece of info that predicts a reward. Could be your phone buzzing, the smell of coffee, seeing your running shoes by the door. Your brain is constantly scanning for these cues.
Looking for potential rewards, then what?
Then comes the craving. This is the motivation, the wanting of the reward the cue predicted. It's not the habit itself, but the desire for the change in state the habit delivers. You don't crave smoking, you crave the feeling of relief it provides.
Okay, so cue triggers craving, which leads to...
The response. This is the actual habit you perform, smoking the cigarette, checking your phone, drinking the coffee. Whether you do it depends on motivation and, crucially, how easy it is.
And finally...
The reward. This satisfies the craving. Relief. Social connection. Caffeine boost. And importantly, the reward teaches your brain, hey, that sequence cue, craving, response worked. Let's remember that for next time.
So the loop reinforces itself.
Exactly. And over time, it becomes automatic, freeing up your conscious mind. Building habits now lets you do more later without thinking about it. It's your brain being efficient.
Which is great, unless they're bad habits running on autopilot.
Precisely. Which leads us to the first law of behavior change. Make it obvious.
Make the cue obvious. Why is that the first step?
Because so many habits are unconscious. We just do them without thinking. Like Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You can't change a habit if you're not aware of it.
Okay, so how do we boost awareness?
One simple tool is the habits scorecard. Just write down your daily habits: waking up, checking phone, brushing teeth, making coffee. Then label each as positive, plus, negative, or neutral. Just the act of observing makes you more aware.
Like shining a light on those automatic behaviors.
Exactly. Another technique is pointing and calling, used in the Japanese railway system to reduce errors drastically. Conductors literally point at signals and call out, "Signal is green." It forces a non-conscious habit into conscious awareness.
Huh. Could you use that personal?
Sure. The author mentions his wife calling out things from her packing list. Or you could say aloud, "I'm about to eat this cookie, but I don't need it. Eating it will make me gain weight." It makes the consequences feel more real in the moment.
Interesting. Okay, so awareness is key. What else makes a cue obvious?
Planning. Specifically, using implementation intentions. It's a plan for when and where you'll act. The format is, I will behavior at time and location.
So not just I'll exercise more, but I will go for a 30-minute walk at 7 a.m. around my neighborhood.
Exactly. Studies show this specificity dramatically increases follow-through. You're priming yourself for action. Starting on a significant date, like a Monday or New Year's, can also give it a boost, the fresh start effect.
Okay, specific time and place. What about linking new habits to existing ones?
That's habit stacking. You anchor a new habit to one you already do automatically, the formula. After current habit, I will new habit.
Like after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute.
Perfect. You're using the momentum of the existing habit to launch the new one. It leverages the brain's natural tendency to chain behaviors together, sometimes called the Diderot effect, where buying one new thing makes you want other related things.
Right, like buying a new couch makes you suddenly need new lamps and rugs.
Exactly. Use that chaining tendency for good habits.
Okay, stacking habits. What about the environment itself?
Huge factor. Environment design is maybe one of the most powerful strategies. Remember, vision is our dominant sense. Obvious visual cues trigger habits powerfully.
Like the example from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam.
Classic one. They etched little images of flies inside the urinals.
Flies. Why?
It gave men something to aim at. Sounds silly, but it significantly reduced spillage and cleaning costs by 8%. A simple visual cue changed behavior.
Wow. So how do we apply that?
Make the cues for good habits obvious. Want to take vitamins? Put the bottle right next to your toothbrush or coffee maker. Want to practice guitar? Don't hide it in the closet. Put it on a stand in the living room. Want to drink more water? Keep water bottles visible all around your house and office.
Be the architect of your environment. Make the good cues unavoidable.
Precisely. Because context is the cue. Habits get tied to the entire context they occur in: the location, the time, the people around you.
Like trying to sleep in a room where you usually watch exciting TV shows. Your brain associates the room with alertness, not sleep.
Exactly. That's why sleep experts tell insomniacs to only use the bedroom for sleep. One space, one use. If you can't dedicate a whole room, maybe just a specific chair or a corner for work, another for relaxation. Changing your environment, even slightly going to a different coffee shop to write, can help break old patterns.
Okay, so make good cues obvious. What about bad habits?
That's the inversion of the first law. Make it invisible.
Hide the cues for bad habits.
Or eliminate them entirely. This is the real secret to self-control. It's not about heroic willpower. It's about designing your life so you don't need much willpower. Avoid the temptation in the first place.
Is willpower really that unreliable?
Often, yes. Look at the Vietnam War heroin study. Many U.S. soldiers got addicted over there where cues were abundant, but when they came home to a completely different environment without those cues,
Kick the habit.
a staggering 90% did and didn't relapse. Compare that to typical rehab outcomes where people return to the same environment and relapse rates are incredibly high. It shows how powerful cues are. Resisting temptation constantly is exhausting and often fails long term.
So, practical steps.
Reduce exposure. Struggling with your phone, leave it in another room when you need to focus. Triggered by certain social media accounts. Unfollow them. Watching too much TV. Move it out of the bedroom or put it in a cabinet. Make the cue harder to see, harder to access. Make the path of least resistance lead to good habits, not bad ones.
Okay, law 1. Make it obvious or invisible. What's law 2?
Make it attractive. Habits need to be appealing to stick.
How does that work neurologically?
It's all about dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure molecule, but that's not quite right. It's released more in anticipation of a reward than during the reward itself. It drives motivation, the wanting.
So the expectation of pleasure is the real engine.
Largely, yes. The bigger the anticipated reward, the bigger the dopamine spike, the stronger the urge to act. This is why thinking about an upcoming vacation can sometimes feel better than the vacation itself. Our brains are wired more for wanting than for liking.
And modern life kind of hijacks this system, right? With supernormal stimuli.
Exactly. Junk food, engineered for the perfect salt, fat, sugar hit. Social media notifications giving us little dopamine jolts. Online ads tailored to our desires. These things are exaggerated versions of natural rewards, making them incredibly attractive and potentially addictive.
So how do we make good habits more attractive?
One clever technique is temptation bundling. You pair something you want to do with something you need to do.
Like the student who rigged his exercise bike to only play Netflix if he was pedaling.
Ronan Byrne, yeah. Classic example. He linked the immediate reward he wanted, watching Netflix, with the habit he needed, exercising.
So you could say, only listen to your favorite podcast while you're doing chores. Or only get a pedicure while you catch up on work emails.
Precisely. The formula, combining it with habit stacking, could be, after current habit, I will habit I need. After habit I need, I will habit I want.
Okay, example. After I finish my work report need, I will check Instagram, want. Or after I pull out my credit card at the store, current habit, I will move $10 into savings, need. After I move $10 into savings, I will buy myself a coffee, want.
Perfect. You're linking the necessary action to an immediate reward you actually desire.
What else makes habits attractive? Social environment.
Hugely important. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. We are fundamentally social creatures. We want to fit in, belong, earn respect.
We imitate the people around us.
Absolutely. We imitate 3 groups especially. The close, family, friends. The many, the tribe, the majority think online reviews. And the powerful, those with status and prestige.
So if your friends are all runners, you're more likely to run. If everyone in your office eats healthy lunches,
You're more likely to as well. There's even a study where chimps learned a less efficient way to crack nuts just to fit in with a new group. We'd rather be wrong with the crowd than right alone sometimes.
wow. So surround yourself with people who have the habits you want.
It makes the desired behavior seem normal, expected, attractive. You can also create a motivation ritual. Do something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit, like listening to a specific pump-up song before a workout or making a perfect cup of tea before sitting down to write. It associates the hard habit with something pleasant.
Okay, law 2, make it attractive. Law 3.
Make it easy. This one seems obvious, but we often overlook it.
How so? We get caught up in planning.
Exactly. We mistake motion for action. Motion is planning, strategizing, learning. It feels productive, like researching the best workout plan or outlining a book. Action is actually doing the thing, exercising, writing chapters.
And in motion can become procrastination.
Definitely. When preparation becomes a form of procrastination, you need to change something. You don't want to just be planning. You want to be practicing. Mastery comes from repetition, not perfection.
Right, like that ceramics class experiment.
Yeah. One group graded on the quantity of pots they made, the other on the quality of a single pot. Guess which group made the better pots in the end?
The quantity group.
Yep. They just churned out pots, learning from mistakes, getting tons of practice. The quality group got paralyzed by perfectionism. The key is reps, reps, reps. Volume over perfection, especially early on.
So how do we get more reps in? Make it easy.
Exactly. Humans are fundamentally wired for the law of least effort. We naturally gravitate towards the option that requires the least work. It's energy conservation.
Like why ordering takeout is often easier than cooking a healthy meal.
Precisely. So the goal is to reduce the friction associated with good habits and increase it for bad habits. Choose a gym that's on your route home from work, not one that's out of the way.
Make the good habit the path of least resistance.
Think about successful products. Amazon's one-click ordering, food delivery apps, ride-sharing, they all succeed by removing friction, making things easier. We need to do that for our own desired habits.
How? By setting things up beforehand.
Yes, prime the environment. Like that IT guy, Oswald Knuckles, who resets the room after watching TV, remote back, pillows fluffed. It makes the next action, maybe reading or going to bed, easier.
So, prep tomorrow's healthy breakfast tonight. Lay out your workout clothes before bed. Put your book on your pillow.
Exactly. You're making the start of the desired action practically effortless. This is crucial because of decisive moments.
What are those?
Small choices throughout the day that act like forks in the road, sending you down one path or another. Ordering takeout versus cooking, driving versus biking, checking your phone versus working. These small choices dictate where you end up. Making the good choice easy at these moments is key.
And the ultimate way to make it easy, especially when starting.
The 2-minute rule. This is brilliant. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do.
2 minutes, that's it. Like read before bed each night becomes read one page.
Exactly. Do yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. Almost any habit can be scaled down.
But does that actually accomplish anything? One page. One push-up.
It accomplishes the most important thing, starting. It ritualizes the beginning of the process. You're mastering the art of showing up. It seems small, but it reinforces your identity. I'm the type of person who reads every day, even if it's just one page initially.
And once you start, you might keep going.
Often, yes. Like the reader who lost over 100 pounds starting with just a 2-minute walk each day. He showed up, did the 2 minutes, and often felt like doing more. The core insight.
It's better to do less than you hope than to do nothing at all.
So nail the first 2 minutes. Then what?
Then you use habit shaping. Start with the 2-minute version, master it, then gradually increase. Put on running shoes, walk around the block, run for 10 minutes, run a mile. You scale up after you've established the core habit of showing up.
Make it easy to start, then gradually increase difficulty. Okay, that's law 3. Finally, law 4.
Make it satisfying. This closes the habit loop.
Because we repeat what feels good.
Bingo. The cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. And this is where good and bad habits often diverge, right?
Exactly. Bad habits, smoking, eating junk food, scrolling social media, often feel good immediately, but have bad long-term consequences. Good habits, exercise, saving money, eating veggies, often feel like effort immediately, but have good long-term consequences.
Our brains prioritize immediate gratification over long-term payoffs.
Generally, yes. Evolutionarily, focusing on immediate survival made sense. But today, we need strategies to make long-term beneficial habits feel good now.
How do we do that? Add immediate pleasure.
Yes. Find ways to give yourself an immediate win when you complete a good habit. The source mentions opening specific savings accounts, a leather jacket fund, or a trip to Europe fund.
And every time you skip an unnecessary purchase or cook instead of eating out, you transfer the money you saved into that account.
Right. Seeing that balance grow provides an immediate, satisfying reward that reinforces the good behavior, saving, cooking. The key is the reward should reinforce your desired identity. Getting a massage after a tough workout reinforces, I'm someone who takes care of my body. Eating a tub of ice cream? Maybe not so much.
Okay, immediate reinforcement. What about tracking?
Habit tracking is incredibly effective. Simply marking an X on a calendar each day you do your habit.
Why does that work?
Several reasons. 1, it's a visual cue that reminds you to act. 2, it's motivating. You see your progress, you build a streak, and you don't want to break the chain. Think Jerry Seinfeld writing jokes every single day.
Right, the chain method.
And 3, it feels satisfying in itself to record your success. It provides immediate visual proof that you're casting those votes for the person you want to become.
But what if you do break the chain? You miss a day.
Crucial point. Implement the never miss twice rule. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new, undesirable habit. Life happens. Perfection is impossible. The key is to get back on track immediately the next day.
Don't let one slip up, derail everything.
Exactly. The all-or-nothing mindset is dangerous. Showing up, even imperfectly doing 5 minutes instead of 30, reaffirms your identity. It's about consistency, not perfection.
Sometimes tracking the main goal, like weight loss, can be discouraging if the scale doesn't move. What then?
Good point. You might need to measure something else. Focus on non-scale victories. Does your skin look better? Do you have more energy? Are your clothes fitting differently? Or track the process habit. Did you stick to your calorie goal today? Did you do your workout? Sometimes shifting focus keeps motivation high.
Okay, make good habits satisfying. What about making bad habits unsatisfying? The inversion.
Right. This often involves introducing an immediate cost or pain if you fail to act or if you engage in the bad habit. Think accountability.
Like that extreme nuclear code idea.
Roger Fisher's idea, yeah. Implanting the nuclear codes in a volunteer's chest, forcing the president to physically kill someone to launch the missiles. It makes the consequences immediate and visceral.
Drastic.
Ye-
But it illustrates the point. Immediate pain makes a behavior much less likely.
It does. And often, people we see as highly disciplined haven't just got more willpower. They've structured their environment so the cost of slipping up is immediate and high.
This is where an accountability partner comes in.
Exactly. Just knowing someone else is watching can be a powerful motivator.
Right.
Or even better, a habit contract.
A formal agreement?
Yeah, stating your commitment and the punishment for failing signed by you and an accountability partner. Brian Harris, an entrepreneur, made a contract with his wife and trainer for his diet. If he failed, he had to dress in ridiculous clothes for a week and pay his trainer $200.
Ouch. That's immediate, public, and painful. That'll make you stick to the plan.
You bet. Margaret Cho, the comedian, uses a friend for accountability on her daily creative challenges. Automation can work too. Thomas Frank had his assistant change his social media passwords weekly to make it impossible to waste time there during work hours. Make the bad habit painful or impossible.
Okay, those are the 4 laws. Any advanced tactics?
Yeah, a couple of important ones. First, understanding the truth about talent, or maybe predisposition.
Genes. Are we just born good or bad at things?
Not exactly predetermined, but genes definitely influence our potential. They define our areas of opportunity. Think Michael Phelps's body shape for swimming or Hicham Garouge's build for distance running. Top performers are usually well-suited and well-trained.
So, play to your strengths.
Basically, yes. Genes influence personality traits, making certain habits easier or more satisfying for you than for others. Find habits that align with your natural inclinations. It's less about changing who you are and more about finding the game where the odds are in your favor.
How do you find that game?
Through exploration. Try lots of things, initially the explore phase. Then, once you find something that clicks where you feel engaged and competent, shift to exploit. Double down, focus, refine.
Ask yourself, what feels like fun to me but looks like work to others? When do I lose track of time? When do I feel most authentic?
Those are great questions. The insight is, work hard on the things that come easy to you. If the standard game doesn't suit you, maybe combine skills to create a new game where you have an advantage.
Okay, find your niche. Then how do you stay motivated long term?
That brings us to the Goldilocks rule.
Not too hard, not too easy, but just right.
Exactly. Peak motivation happens when you're working on challenges of just manageable difficulty, tasks that are right on the edge of your current abilities.
Like Steve Martin gradually expanding his comedy routine year after year, always pushing the edge, but not attempting the impossible.
Perfect example. You need enough success to stay motivated, but enough challenge to stay engaged. It keeps you in that sweet spot of focus and effort.
But what happens when even that gets boring?
The greatest threat to success isn't failure, it's boredom. Eventually, any habit, any pursuit of mastery involves repetition, and repetition can become monotonous,
Even for the pros.
especially for the pros. The difference is they show up anyway. They handle the boredom of practice, the grind. Amateurs let life get in the way when motivation dips. Professionals stick to the schedule.
So the ultimate challenge is learning to love the boredom, or at least tolerate it.
Fall in love with the process, even the boring parts. Find a way to stay engaged when things become routine. That's the hallmark of a true professional.
Wow. Okay, any final core insights to tie this all together?
A few key things. 1, maintain a flexible identity. Instead of I'm a runner, maybe I'm the type of person who is mentally tough and loves a physical challenge. It adapts better to life changes.
Good point. What else?
Remember, emotion drives behavior. The craving, the feeling comes first. Appealing to emotion is often more effective than pure logic.
And understand that suffering drives progress, that desire for change, that dissatisfaction is what fuels action. But be mindful of the equation. Satisfaction, liking, wanting.
Right. If you're wanting, your desire constantly outpaces your liking, your enjoyment, you'll always feel unsatisfied no matter how much you achieve. Like the author getting 1,000 newsletter signups a day, but feeling nothing because his expectations had risen. Happiness is relative.
So manage expectations, appreciate the process.
Exactly. It comes down to this. Desire initiates action. Pleasure sustains it. You need the wanting to get started, but you need the satisfaction, the feeling of success to keep going.
Feeling motivated gets you to act. Feeling successful gets you to repeat.
Beautifully put.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe the final thought is this. You are constantly casting votes with your actions, shaping not just your results, but the very person you are becoming, one small atomic habit at a time. What kind of person will you vote for today?